Jin Kazuma sits on his throne with Nina to his right and Eddie to his left as he speaks into a camera with every world leader watching as he tells them that the Mishima Zaibatsu will accept no allies and that everybody is his enemy in the war that he just started and that he will be friends with nobody but everyone is his enemy, and anyone that gets in his way, he will destroy, and in this war, he will be victorious. And Anna and Kazuha, meanwhile, watch as his son has just declared war on the entire world. Well, do what I paid you for, and go solve this mess, Kazuha says to Anna as she nods her head and heads out on her way to take out Jin Kazuma. Hello, my random viewers, and welcome to Randomly Offensive. Today, we are continuing the story of Nina Williams in this 5th part video. And if you missed the earlier parts, I will have it linked at the tippy top of the video right here, right now, if you want to clickety on it and then come back. That is just fine with me. That way this all makes sense to you, because I will not be doing a recap. We are going to hop right in to this story right now. What are your plans exactly, Kazuma? Says one of the world leaders, and Jin responds with world domination and shuts the camera off, leaving the world with nothing but a blank screen. As Kazuha stares into the black screen, he rubs his forehead in anger and in annoyance because Heihachi Mishima has attempted world domination while being the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu and failed. Kazuha tried world domination as the head of the Mishima Zaibatsu and failed, but his son, this Jin Kazuma, has successfully started World War III and has come closer than either one of them to actually accomplishing World War III because he had the gall to just come out and say it. And now Kazuha's pissed. Now, of course, I'm gonna have to go into more of the events of World War III with Jin Kazuma's storyline, but sticking with Nina, I'm just gonna have to do a quick rundown instead of really going in deep with the origins and the actual war itself, which I will cover so much in Jin's storyline. So a quick rundown of this World War III is the entire world is going up against the Mishima Zaibatsu, but the Mishima Zaibatsu with the Tekken Force is the most powerful organization, the most powerful military in the world, and the majority of the world, the majority of the countries are failing at winning this war. And Kazuha, who is the head of the G Corporation, is recognized by the rest of the world as the only hope and as the only organization big enough to go up against Jin Kazuma. G Corporation is the only corporation that can go up against the Mishima Zaibatsu. And so, with that being said, this becomes a fight between Jin Kazuma and Kazuha Mishima, and these two engage in one of the biggest battles that it is World War III. Nina Williams is the right-hand woman to Jin Kazuma on the Mishima Zaibatsu side, and Anna Williams is the right-hand woman to Kazuha Mishima on the G Corporation side, meaning they are destined to fight each other in World War III. And Nina stares at Jin Kazuma as he rises from his throne with the camera turned off, and she asks him why. Why have you just waged war on the entire world? And Jin looks at her and says, years and years ago, my grandfather Heihachi did the same trick, did the same strategy, where he lured out one of the most dangerous creatures in the world named Ogre, and he was able to lure out Ogre and save the world, but that was nothing but a mere tournament. The threat I wish to lure out is the Azazel, and if he is not lured out and defeated soon, he will destroy the world, and a war must happen. Humanity must be brought to its knees in order for Azazel to strike, and then, and only then, am I capable of saving the world. And Nina understands this, though she's not sure how much of it she believes, and she is not sure if Jin's doing the right thing. She decides to go with it anyway, and at that exact moment, the Raven, and a hired assassin, Raven, dives through the window, throwing a throwing knife so fast and with pristine accuracy, it flies directly to Jin Kazama's head with enough speed to go past every Tekken 4 soldier. As Nina catches it with the 2 fingers of her hand and throws it down, she yells at Jin to run and demands that Eddie sticks by his side. She pulls out her handgun and gets ready to face this unknown yet dangerous foe. Nina fires rapidly with her handgun directly towards Raven. However, he's moving so fast that it's creating afterimage. And as the bullet seems to connect to Raven, the image of what the bullet connected with just flutters in the air, and he's moving so fast he is practically teleporting, and she can't tell which Raven is the real Raven at this point, and he finally gets close enough to her where he pulls out a small sword and slices her arm, causing her handgun to fall. He then spears the sword directly towards her face, and she barely dodges it as the blade slices her cheek and lops off a little bit of her hair. She then retaliates with an uppercut that fractures the ribs of Raven, and simultaneously, Raven pulls the blade and swings it down to the left. She then dodges it, rolling across the ground, and uses her legs to scissor Raven's legs, knocking him down to the ground, and she then rolls on top of him, getting him into a lock, but then he just disappears, and though he was underneath her just seconds ago, he is no more beneath her, but instead flying towards her with a massive flying air kick, and it connects to her face. Though she can't feel pain, she managed to force her face towards the foot, forcing Raven to flip back in the air as she spins and twists her body around to stand back up, regardless of the force of the kick forcing her down. Raven then throws 3 more throwing knives directly towards Nina. She dodges 2 of them and catches the 3rd one and throws it back. Raven then charges at Nina, dodging the blade, and throws a massive punch that Nina catches with one hand, and right as she's about to retaliate with a roundhouse kick, there is a grenade that is thrown in between the 2 of them, and so they unlock their engagement and dive away from each other to avoid the blast, and the grenade goes off, with Anna swinging directly afterwards through the already broken window. "Damn it, Anna," says Nina as Anna charges towards Jin Kazama and points a gun directly towards Jin, who at this point, with Eddie Gordo, is going up the stairs towards the helicarrier, and now Anna is about to pull the trigger. Nina quickly tackles Anna, and Anna twists Nina around, slamming her back to the ground. However, as Nina got twisted around and slammed to the ground, she managed to get a hold of the gun. She stands up quickly and kicks the gun out of Anna's hands. She then goes to point it back at Raven, but Raven is not there. She quickly looks behind her to see Raven incredibly fast, just with tremendous speed, quickly gaining on Jin, Kazama, and Eddie. So she screams for Eddie to stop Raven. And right before Raven had a chance to get close enough to throw one of his knives, Eddie tackles Raven, and they engage in battle as Eddie shouts out, "I got him, I got him!" And so Jin keeps running up the stairs, and Anna delivers a massive roundhouse to Nina as Nina's watching this and throws Nina down. Nina then quickly stands back up and gets ready to once more fight her sister, and so they both pull out their handguns and start shooting at each other. They get close enough to where they are now both disarming each other's pistols, changing the pistol they're using back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And every time they disarm one and fire their weapon towards each other, they manage to dodge the bullet because they are toe-to-toe. All they have to do is move their head just enough, but they are both becoming incredibly deaf. And so they're not hearing anything that's going on with Jin getting in the helicopter. They're not hearing anything going on between Raven and Eddie. All they hear is nothing but the loud gleaming of their eardrums, no longer hearing anything. Nina finally kicks Anna into the kneecap, forcing Anna down. She then grabs the gun out of Anna's hand and pistol whips her across the face, repeatedly over and over, smashing the gun into Anna. She then looks up and sees that Eddie has been beaten by Raven, and Raven is quickly catching on Jin, who has just gotten to the helicarrier and is getting ready to fly off on the helicopter. As Raven gets out of sight and goes through the door that leads to the helicarrier, Nina looks at Anna and says, "I'm sorry, but I have no choice." And she points the gun at Anna. And Anna stands up and puts her forehead right against the barrel and says, "Do what you gotta do." And so the gun goes off. And when Anna opens her eyes, she sees a bullet in the ground right next to the gun that has been dropped, and Nina is running up the stairs directly after Raven. The helicopter takes off with Jin, and Raven ties a cable to one of his throwing knives and throws it with enough force that it goes right into the helicopter, and it picks Raven up, and Nina dives towards him and grabs his foot. As they are both just swinging from this flying helicopter, Nina pulls a blade out of one of the holsters of Raven's leg and then starts climbing up him as he's kicking and elbowing him or her. And Nina manages to wrap her arm around his neck, and then with the other hand that had the knife, just shoves the blade into his hand that's holding onto the cable. And Raven lets go, with Nina and Raven now falling from the sky directly into the city, and the helicopter with Jin have finally made their escape. Raven uses the cable and ties another knife to it and throws it into a building that reduces their fall, and Nina and Raven land into an alley, and as they stand up to face off each other once more, Eddie has managed to catch up with a car and runs directly into Raven, yelling at Nina to get in, and they take off. Nina then gets on a radio to make sure Jin's okay, and when Jin answers and says that he's fine, he's going to the Mishima headquarters. Her and Eddie decide that they are going to meet him there. However, Eddie is then called by an officer that there is a rogue situation and they must go investigate. So Nina and Eddie take off. On their journeys, Nina asks Eddie as he's driving if they're doing the right thing, and Eddie shrugs, saying, "That's what we're paid to do, and it's what we're gonna do." And so, when they arrive to the facility that they were told about, Tekken Force soldiers are lying all over the place with broken glass and broken walls. And as they investigate, they realize that a Tekken Force soldier has gone rogue, and Nina starts going through all the computer files as Eddie goes to see if there's any Tekken Force soldiers who are still alive. And Nina realizes that an entire squadron led by Lars Alexander has become rogue, and they took one of Jin's creations named Alyssa. A robot who is designed to protect Jin is also with Lars, and so Eddie and Nina discuss what they're going to do about this situation. And as Nina digs more and more into it, she's realizing that Lars is targeting Jin, and that this rogue squadron is going to try to put an end to World War III. So, taking in the words that Eddie told her, she is going to do the job that she was paid to do and protect Jin Kazuma. For the next few days, Nina and Eddie begin to just start tracking down Lars and Alyssa, trying to get them before they cause more damage. However, Lars and Alyssa are going from squadron to squadron to organization, and as Eddie discovers more information on where they're going next, Nina is digging into what their motivations are, because she has learned from Exalyu, from Asuka, from all of her past fights, that if she can figure out the motivation, she'll know exactly what kind of threat they're dealing with. And she's realizing more and more and more that Lars is just simply wanting to put an end to World War III and wants no more lives to be lost, and is willing to take out Jin Kazuma as collateral damage to save the world, realizing that this rogue officer, this rogue Tekken Force soldier, has the same motivations as Jin. It's becoming harder and harder for her to realize or understand if she's doing the right thing or not. She doesn't know if she's on the right side. With that being said, throughout the days, she's consistently getting caught up by Anna and having to fight off Anna in gun battles. As Anna gets the advantage, Nina runs off, and whenever Nina gets the advantage, Anna must retreat. And finally, they realize that Lars and Alyssa are going to the Mishima Zaibatsu headquarters, and so they decide that it is time to beat them there to protect Jin. And so Nina and Eddie quickly get to the Mishima Zaibatsu and tells Jin to just stay low, and that there is an incredible threat. There is a squadron out to take him out, and they are incredibly sufficient and incredibly efficient at doing the task that they are out to do. And of course, I am going to go into all this so much more with Lars and Alyssa, but I'm having to stick with Nina's story, or else this thing will be hours and hours and hours long. What is the name of the head of the squadron? Says Jin. Nina looks at him and says, Lars Alexander. Jin looks at her with a smile and says, well, they just managed to escape Kazuha and Anna, and now they have hijacked a Mishima Zaibatsu train, and they're on their way. You could probably stop them if you're fast enough. And so Nina commands Eddie to stay just in case she fails, and she takes a Tekken Force squadron with her, and they manage to get to the train using a jet. And so the squadron and Nina dive out of the plane and parachute onto the train, and as they get into the train, Lars is ready with a gun, and the robotic lady Alyssa has her hand now turned into a chainsaw, and they're getting ready to defend themselves. Nina tells them just to give it up and that there is no need for more bloodshed. But Lars refuses, saying that he has to do this, and what he is out to achieve must be done. And so Nina commands the Tekken Force to engage upon Lars and Alyssa, and these two fight as hard as they can to survive, ducking for cover as bullets are just flying through the train cars, and Lars is managing to overwhelm the squadron. Nina is realizing why he's the head of this rebellion, why he is a threat. And as he takes out every Tekken Force soldier, Alyssa decides to engage with Nina, and Alyssa swings her chainsaw hand directly to Nina, and Nina dodges it because she can't feel pain, but she could probably still die, so she doesn't want to get hit by this. And then wings come out of the back of Alyssa, and Alyssa starts flying swinging this chainsaw at Nina as Nina's rolling around and shooting at Alyssa. However, the bullets are just bouncing off of Alyssa, and Alyssa's doing amazing airborne roundhouse kicks that Nina is either blocking or dodging. And then she is just focused on that chainsaw, and before she knows it, her Tekken Force has been taken out single-handedly by Lars, and now she's getting tag-teamed by Alyssa and Lars, and she's blocking every strike. She's dodging every strike as she can, though she has no idea how much pain she's taking or how much damage she's taking because she can't feel pain. She doesn't know if she's been slashed by this chainsaw. She doesn't know if Lars has hit a major artery. All she knows is that she has to stop these two. However, Nina feels her body weakening. She feels her head getting dizzy, so she knows that the pain that she's not feeling needs to be there because her body is taking tremendous damage, but she doesn't know from what, and she wishes with all her soul that she could feel pain so that she could accomplish this mission. And as she's getting beaten down, she feels herself not be able to stand up, but she forces herself to stand up anyway, taking on Lars and Alyssa because she's remembering Asuka from when she fought Asuka in the last tournament. She kept getting up and she refused to lose until her body could not do it no more. And so Nina knows that she must have that same perseverance, and so she refuses to stay down. And then she decides to think about something that she's passionate about and getting to fight off with her younger sister again, getting to continue seeing her younger sister and build the relationship the only way they know how is what she wants to keep doing. And World War III needs to stop. The world must be saved for her to continue having the relationship with Anna, and so she becomes passionate. And she hopes that she's as passionate as that little girl Exalyu that she once fought. And so she puts everything she has into taking on Lars and Alyssa. And Alyssa and Lars are just not stopping. They are punching, kicking, elbowing, just destroying Nina because she can't keep up with these two fighters. And so now she decides to think back at all the good that has come in her life. That weird man she met with Paul, the friendship she grew with Lee, the successful job, the name that she's built for herself, Anna, and then her father. And she looks back on the memories of Richard, happy that she finally got to remember her father, and all her memories come flushing back of her playing with him as a little girl. And she finally starts to tear up and cry, and her emotions are finally back as Lars kicks her off the train as it goes over a bridge, and Nina falls to her supposed death. And that is all I have to say for today. And if you're interested in future videos of this style of content, absolutely keep looking out for them, because I got another one on the way and it will be out tomorrow. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Do consider hitting the like and subscribe button if you enjoyed, and if you really enjoyed, do consider hitting the share button. It really helps me out a lot. I'm a small channel. Do not get hit by a meteor. Take care of yourselves, and bye.